Joining us in this broadcast is Mr. Vijay Agarwal, legal counsel of Mehul Choksi. Mr. Agarwal, some very important points that are essentially being made in the supplementary charge sheet that has been filed by the Central Bureau of Investigation on 10th of June. Let me begin by the first big point that I see in this charge sheet. They are essentially saying, point number 24 of the charge sheet, they are saying that your client, Mehul Choksi, had a meeting in the year 2017 in the month of December with his partners in Hong Kong, warned them that there could be criminal proceedings that could take place and they should be prepared for it. And that is the reason why they're talking for a Thailand visa also. Somewhere down the line, this question of Mehul Choksi was aware, and that is the reason why he fled from India in the month of January in 2018. Mr. Agarwal.
See, this is called trying to correct the errors and trying to varnish the truth. The first charge sheet was filed in 2018. This supplementary charge sheet has come after 3 years. So for these 3 years, whatever we have argued in the favor of Mr. Mehul Choksi, now they are trying to change that. They are trying to, rather, me being the defense counsel of Mr. Mehul Choksi, I believe that the investigating agencies are getting defensive. So whatever points we've been taking in our favor, they are now, it's a cover-up operation. And it has no sanctity in the eyes of law, because the first question arises that why this statement has not been given for last 3 years when the first charge sheet was filed. Moreover, the statement is taken of some directors in law. Those people are called participes accompli. That means if there is a person against whom there is some needle of suspicion, if he makes any exculpatory statement, exculpating himself and inculpating someone else, then that statement is not to be read. Same is the way if a person has given a statement already and a second statement is recorded, that supplementary statement is not to be considered. This is the law. So it may be good. You may find it saucy, you may find it sensational. The viewers might like to hear it. But let me tell you, in the court, it is not worth, such statements are not worth more than a toilet paper. Rather, multiple contradictory statements are called, and further statements are called improvements. It spoils the efficacy of even the previous statement. So I think my defense is getting more fortified by this supplementary charge sheet. And see, I'm impressed that you are telling me you've read the charge sheet so much in detail like a lawyer. If you would see the last paragraphs, still the further investigation is pending. That means the trial will never see the light of the day. They registered FIR in 2018. They file a charge sheet then. After 3 years, they file a charge sheet again. And again they say, अभी तो charge sheet और file करना है, लोग जुड़ते जाएंगे, कारवां बढ़ता जाएगा. There were 18 people. Now they've added 4 more, 2 bankers and 2 ex-officers of Gitanjali. So there are 22 people. More will come. They are trying to add 1 or 2 more sections. So this is it. So this way we will never see this trial concluding.
Mr. Agarwal, I've done my due diligence of actually going through this entire charge sheet. So I would like to press upon another issue, I won't say sensational, but certainly important as far as the investigation goes, in which they're essentially saying that he, along with his accomplice, Vipul Chitalia, he wanted to hide the evidences from the agency. In fact, they had shifted the documents from one rented place in Mumbai to another. In fact, when the searches were carried out, they later on found out that these applications, the LOU applications, were inside a Google Drive. One more charge that has been leveled now against your client is of destruction of evidence. How do you respond to that?
See, there is fractured understanding of law. Shravan, when you've done your due diligence, when does it become evidence? It would become evidence after filing of the charge sheet. Before that, it was not an evidence, it was only a document. So it did not become an evidence. So please be very, very clear. Moreover, this shifting took place at the time of Diwali. During Diwali, people do shift their papers, people do shift their offices. So I am also privy to the various defenses of my clients. So you've done the due diligence, and my dear friend, I am fighting the case. So please be clear that this is again another, they are trying to put another layer on the truth. So such things will not stand at all in the court of law, and it is so commonsensical. The destruction of evidence is after it becomes evidence. When a document becomes evidence, after it is being produced in court. So this period that they are talking about, this period they are talking about is even before registration of FIR. So if before registration of a FIR, if an accused who was not even an accused that time, he's shifting some paper, some employees are shifting papers. So how do they know? So if after filing of the charge sheet, the document gets filed in the court, then somebody does something, then you can know that, oh, they are masking the evidence and section 201 is attracted. So let them do. So please see, I mean, in their over GLSness of trying to add more sections, they will spoil their basic case also. My advice to everyone remains in life is one should focus like sun's rays. Otherwise, you lose focus. You try to say so many things, you lose your basic point also. Rather, they should learn from
Mr.
you
Agarwal,
the way you are asking me questions point by point in a focused manner. So they should put their best case forward, not here and there.
Mr. Agarwal, one final question before I let you go. I know it's a busy day for you, but as far as this entire charge sheet is concerned, what they're essentially saying, I understand what you were saying, that this cannot become an evidence. This happened at a time when Diwali was taking, during the Diwali festivities. But what they are essentially hinting, what the agency is hinting at, is that there was a pattern. And let me try and explain this to you, Mr. Vijay Agarwal, because here they are saying is that he had raised unauthorized bills. These bills were attached to companies that are offshore companies, and more importantly, somewhere down the line in the year 2017 itself, your client was aware that criminal proceedings against him could be initiated by the enforcement directorate. So what they're hinting at, Mr. Vijay Agarwal, is that your client was pre-planning all of this. He was pre-planning his exit because of the fraudulent methods that were employed by him.
During that period, Shravan, if you check it, bank was giving further facilities. The revenues of this so-called Brady branch was very, very high. Pan India, it became the most revenue earning branch because my client was dealing with the branch. So the whole bank system was permitting these LOUs. And please be clear, you must also ask these questions. My client is an accused, his directors are an accused, and my client is my company is an accused. And as far as the bank is concerned, bank's managing director is an accused, bank's director is an accused, and bank's employees are an accused. Then why bank is not an accused? So how can you treat my client and his company is different if there are two sides? Because you are saying that the banker in this, if you see in this charge sheet, they have invoked all these sections against various top bankers also. So Shravan, you would do well. Why would you should ask these questions from those bankers also? So bank's internal working, my client is not privy to. So the bank is giving a facility, my client is taking the facility. If some rules, some officers of the bank are tweaking, then everyone from the top knows, because they have charge sheeted even the top people of the bank. If you see the charge sheet, this first charge sheet got filed in 2018. Against 9 people, the cognizance was taken by the court. Subsequently, then the sanction came for the public servants and the bank officials. Then 9 people more got charge sheeted. Now they have charge sheeted 2 more bankers and 2 more private persons. So 22 people. This trial, I think my daughter recently graduated his law. So I think she will be doing the trial if the client remains with us. I don't think that in my lifetime I will see this trial happening.
Well, thank you very much, Mr. Vijay Agarwal, for putting this into perspective, and also putting into perspective as far as the version of your client is concerned. Thank you very much.